Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a replay between Luckishot and myself here on Metalopolis. We have Luckishot spawning as the blue Zerg player over here at the 9 o'clock position. Meanwhile, I am spawning over here at the 12 or 1 o'clock position as the red Zerg player. So this is in fact going to be a Zerg mirror match here on Metalopolis. Right now, I'm going to just looking into this matchup. Zerg versus Zerg is pretty standard play. What you're going to normally see is Zerglings to Roaches, like any particular matchup, and then at tier 2 you have a choice of Hydralisk or Mutalisk. Personally, I find that Mutalisk are a better counter, or a better choice as long as you can micro them well. So I will be going Mutalisk, and my opponent Luckishot will in fact be going Hydralisk. So you'll see both players, or both of us try the Zerg versus Zerg matchup, and you'll see how it really works out. Both of us now sitting on 10 harvesters, nothing really to report here. I did in fact go random in choosing Zerg. I wanted to go ahead and move out this Overlord, see if it was going to be a close spawn. I knew in fact that it was not, and knowing that I'm a Zerg player and he is not gives me a little bit of an advantage. Taking a look at this, I am sitting at 12 harvesters compared to his 10 because he got his spawning pool just a little bit early. So we'll see how that really works out for him, as my spawning pool is just a little bit behind, what, about 150 hit points behind in terms of the game. So drones now still just gathering their minerals, and we're going to have a scout coming in from Luckishot. Luckishot able to go ahead and scout me out and figure out what my strategy is in fact going to be, or at least what my race is going to be. Taking a look, both of us have our early gas. So early gas going to come into play. Gas obviously for those Roaches and for those Hydralisks. Not much to really report here. Hatchery now completed. Not getting that queen yet, so Luckishot a little bit behind, not macroing nearly as much as his drone is sitting in my base. Taking a look at me, I'm sitting on 100 minerals, now getting that queen, and now I'm able to focus down and take down this drone. He's able to take down the drone, and my drone is sitting at 3 hit points, so that was a very, I like that play, as I was able to take out his drone before he was able to take out mine. Hatchery, we have also a queen now being produced, so a queen, I believe my queen is going to be coming out just a little bit sooner, even though he did in fact get his spawning pool out before I did. He is also in fact going for the Roach Warren as well, so it's going to be Roach Warren versus Roach Warren. An interesting play would be seeing how Banelings work out. I would really like to see if Banelings are a viable option to counter the Roaches in a Zerg versus Zerg mirror. So I'll have to go ahead and try that out and see if that really works. And I'm really curious, as I think that'd be a very interesting game. Hatchery now morphing into layer. My opponent Luckishot not morphing into layer yet, so I am in fact going to be able to get to tier 3 faster than he will be, or tier 2, and get those all-important Mutalisk slash Hydralisk at that tier 2 range. Luckishot now massing a large amount of Roaches, currently producing 4 Roaches to my 4 Roaches as well. So taking a look at this, my economy must be a little bit better. Yeah, 18 to 16. So I am mining a little bit more units than my opponent. I'm not using that inject larva every single time. I keep on forgetting to. That's one of the things where I still feel that Zerg doesn't really have any option besides just constantly injecting larvae. For the Terran players, you have the option between using Comstat and Mule and that extra supply, just in case you forget to build any supply depots. Also, Protoss with that Chrono boost, figuring out if you want to cast it on your Nexus versus your production buildings or even your research buildings is a very interesting strategy. Here I am coming in with a couple Roaches, want to test out this front door. Quickly realize that those Roaches are too much, so I'm going to go ahead and try to retreat with these Roaches, moving back as quick as I can. And those Roaches just trying to chase some of those units, and I'll just be able to go ahead and move back. Really, this game is really slow now that I look back upon it. Even though it's faster, I'm going to go ahead and move these Roaches back over here, and I realize that I will be able to get my additional reinforcements much more quickly, trying to move back that one low hit point Roach. Now we are focus firing Roaches, so I'm trying to focus fire Roaches, focus firing those low hit point Roaches, getting another low hit point Roach, going after more of those low hit point Roaches. One Roach down to 7 hit points. I want to really focus down that Roach, and now I have a couple Zerglings coming in, so those Zerglings going to go ahead and just make it much more difficult. He's focus firing, I'm focus firing, as these units fight back and forth. I have 5 roaches compared to his 3 roaches, and that one roach, because it moves so slowly, will be taken down by those zerglings. So those zerglings being able to get in front of that roach or get behind that roach to just at least attack it and taking down one of those roaches, trying to deal a little bit more hits on those zerglings. Zerglings now once again moving back, so those roaches moving fairly slowly. I am in fact at tier 2 right now, so I am going to be getting that spire, and I'm now going to be producing as many overlords as I can, as I realize I'm sitting at 33 over 34 food. Coming back over here, Luckishot sitting at 24 over 34. Economy wise, we're pretty much about the same. I'm producing that spire while he's getting more roaches. I do not see a Hydralisk den yet, and as he's now only teching the hatchery, so his tech is going to be really far behind. He should be able to produce more zerglings if he wants to, but those zerglings just aren't really a good match. Taking a look at this army, I have a fairly sizable army with 5 roaches and 12 zerglings, or 16 zerglings outside my base, or 14 zerglings outside my base, excuse me. Spire now completed, so you're going to go ahead and take a look at the unit overlay. I am in fact training 4 Metalopolis, so those Metalopolis will be able to give me give me better scouting and be able to start harassing mineral lines. A large number of roaches on that front door, so that front door really saturated with roaches. We'll see how that works out for him. And now finally layer finished being tech, so we'll see. We're going to see him going a Hydralisk then. So Hydralisk versus Metalopolis coming up in just a second. 5 overlords in the air. Creep tumor now down, can spawn another creep tumor. I'm gonna go ahead and try to spawn the creep tumor as far as I can. So 5 Metalopolis is gonna be trying to do some harassing. He has a lot of roaches. Taking a look at the army sizes, he has, or unit overlay, he has 15 roaches to my 5. Coming back over here, we now see this Hydralisk den is now being built. Because I did not have accurate scouting, I did not come in and quickly take down that Hydralisk den. I want to come in and try to take down as many of those drones as I can. He trying to focus down that queen. That queen is a very easy unit to take down. Queen down to 57, 43, 33 hit points. Down it goes. But if I knew that this Hydralisk den was now I'm actually going after these overlords. If I can take down these overlords, I think that I'm going to be in a fairly safe position. He's now sitting at 36 over 34 food, trying to produce as many Hydralisks as he possibly can. I'm going to go ahead and just supply lock him at 36 over 26, taking down another overlord. I didn't think that he had any Hydralisks in production, so I'm feeling pretty safe at this stage in the game. Don't know where his drones are. I would have hovered over here if I in fact knew. Trying to take down that Hydralisk den, and now we have a couple of those Hydralisks trying to shoot down my Metalopolis. So those Hydralisks able to shoot down my Metalopolis and pretty effectively. One of those Hydralisks down to 19 hit points, and I was unable to really finish it off, moving those Metalopolis away as those needle spines from those Hydralisks dealing in more damage than the Metalopolis' glaive throwers. So, but taking a look at the army right now, 32 over 18. Luckishot really needs to start producing a lot of overlords, so he's going to be sitting on overlord production for quite some time. And in terms of income, he's at 16 harvesters compared to my 21, so I'm looking pretty safe. Coming back over here, Roach is now trying to push into my main base. I'm trying to take down these units with my Metalopolis, trying to take them down as quickly as I can. Trying to use this, I inject some hit points into the building, hoping that it would survive, and then I was unable to click on my queen again, so I was unable to really heal it up one more time. If I was able to just inject transfuse health one more time, I would have been able to save that hatchery. So a little bit of a misplay on my part. I wanted to inject and just try to save it, try to extend the game even longer. Taking a look back at the armies, Luckishot sitting at 30 over 34, so finally upside down off of that food count, able to reproduce that queen. Meanwhile, I am sitting on an army of 47 over 66. Stay tuned for part 2 and the conclusion of this replay between Luckishot and myself here on Metalopolis.